Hey everyone. So in this video we're talking about making a box, and what you may notice is that there's actually a lidded box. So the goal of this is a while back I bought some decks of blank playing cards, so it's a fairly standard size, but I needed a container to hold all of them and didn't want the cards to fly out, so we'll talk about how to make the box with the lid. Now, the big goals in using Fusion 360 on this one are to be able to model it fairly quickly. So we're not going to be creating the most beautiful box, it's going to be a very functional one. And a few things that we can see is that in creating the shelled out box, we're also going to include a bit of tolerance to it. So you don't have to do too much sanding to go ahead and make sure that the lid and the main container fit together well. So diving straight into the design, we'll go ahead and create the new design and the fundamentals. We started drawing, we go ahead and in this case all of my measurements are using the unit of millimeters, so we need to change the document settings to allow us to use millimeters, and then create a rectangle. In this case I'm drawing from the side. I have a height of 95 millimeters by 70 millimeters wide. We can then hit the home, finish the sketch, and hit E for extrusion of 70 millimeters. So square, extended upwards of 95 millimeters. You got a couple of ways of kind of approaching that. The next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to hollow out this container. So we're going to go ahead and grab the shell tool. We're going to, and while you've traditionally grabbed like a face and you've told it 3 millimeters, that does not necessarily do what we want. So we're actually going to deselect the face. We're going to go over into the body and select the entire thing. We can leave it at that 3 millimeters. And then what we can do is we can change the opacity to say 80 millimeters, and we can actually see kind of inside that box. And it's a useful thing to go ahead and recognize if you know that you're changing the inside of your object. So we're going to go ahead and revert that back to the whole view. I don't really need to see the opacity. I think that'll just mix up some of the fundamentals here. The next step is to actually separate the one box into the two components, the main portion and then the lid. So to do this, we're actually going to be modifying the body rather than creating them as separate parts. And to separate these, we need to have a plane somewhere up here. And I'm going to go ahead and do an offset from the main bottom of the three planes, and then raise it up 65 millimeters. And then to modify the body, and again, this is thinking more about modifying what we have rather than creating from scratch, we're going to go ahead and use the split body command. So we select the body that we're going to split. The splitting tool is the plane that we just created. We can hit OK, and then if we can turn off one, we can see the hollowed out bottom box, and if we change our view, we can see kind of the lid. So the two pieces are there. What's not there is our lip. So the next step is to go ahead and create that lip. So we're creating a new drawing on the base, and rather than having to dimension everything out, I'm going to go ahead and set this as a negative 1.2 millimeters. So that's not the perfect, middle, but that does let me go ahead and kind of have it as an even offset. And we'll see why that matters when we get to tolerances in a few minutes. So we can finish the sketch, change our view, set the extrusion. I'm using the inner portion for the base, and then we'll have the top lid actually overlap that. But we're going to extrude this up about 7.5 millimeters. That's just some guessworking. And then the next step is to go ahead and remove that same space from the second body. Okay. So to do this, again, we're modifying bodies more than drawing from scratch. What we're going to do is we're going to use the combine tool. Okay, and this is going to be a little counterintuitive, but if we use the combine tool, we can select the target, so we're modifying the lid, and then we're using the main box, okay, to go ahead and do the command. And in this case, it automatically switched over to the cut, which is basically what we're doing, but we do want to recognize that we're keeping the tool. If you're doing this from scratch, you may have that kind of deselected by default, so make sure you're keeping the existing body, because you don't want that to be deleted. And what we can see is the main body is still there, but when we flip around, we can see that that lid has been created. So I'm going to go ahead and use the opacity command on this one. I think that will help us as we move forward, because what we don't see is we're seeing very, very tight tolerance. We're basically assuming that this is going to be perfectly machined and these are going to fit perfectly together, except we know in reality, especially with 3D printing, that's not really going to happen. So what we can do is get this view kind of extended out again. We're going to turn off the main body, and inside the lid we're going to do another modification. We're actually going to offset the face. Okay, offsetting the face is very similar to what we do with the offset command in drawings. We can select, instead of the lines, the different faces that we want to modify. Once we have all 5 of these set, I can set it to -0.4 millimeters. That goes ahead and expands it. If we go back to our home view, turn on the main body, this is where, because of that opacity, we can actually see that the offset gives us the tolerance that we will want for the real life lid to come off without too much of a problem. So there are of course other things that you can do. This is basically just the fundamentals of building this box. So you can now export each body as STL files to go ahead and send off to a 3D printer. But the biggest thing with the tolerances is, again, making sure that you're accounting for the variations that are going to happen in real world manufacturing. Other things that you could consider, again, you go back, look at this box, there's not a lot there, you know. Maybe you want to go ahead and have the separation be a little bit more clear. That could be doing a chamfer to go ahead and give a bit of a shadow edge. There are other ways that you could add art or decoration or a bit of text to the box, but this is just the fundamentals of using some of the body modification tools within Fusion 360 to model this fairly quickly. So hopefully this is getting you to think about the more advanced features within your CAD software of preference. And as always, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, or want to see how to model some of these other ideas, leave some notes in the comments below, and I will, of course, see you next time.